Elias Vance manned his station, his eyes scanning the myriad of screens before him. The control room was dimly lit, the glow from the monitors casting eerie shadows on the walls. The night shift was usually quiet, a stark contrast to the bustling activity of the day. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional hum of machinery. He monitored satellite radar feeds with a practiced eye, each blip and flicker telling a story of the vast expanse below. His screen showed the vast Sahara Desert, an endless sea of sand stretching beyond the horizon. Endless sand, stretching for miles, with dunes that seemed to shift and change with the wind. He sipped his lukewarm coffee, the bitter taste a small comfort in the long hours of the night. Another few hours until dawn, he thought, as the first hints of light began to creep into the sky. The hum of the servers was a familiar sound, a constant companion in the solitude of the control room. It was a lonely job sometimes, the isolation weighing heavily on his shoulders. But Elias understood its importance. Every blip, every anomaly could mean something significant. He watched for anything unusual, his eyes never straying far from the screens. Suddenly, a flicker on the display caught his attention. An unusual energy signature appeared, unlike anything he had seen before. It was in a remote sector, far from any known settlements or activity. Deep within the Tannersroofed Basin, a place known for its harsh and unforgiving terrain. Elias leaned closer to his monitor, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and apprehension. This was not a sandstorm, nor any natural phenomenon he could recognize, nor was it a known geological feature, the data confirming its anomaly. He ran a diagnostic check. The reading was genuine, and the implications were staggering. Elias reported his findings immediately. His supervisor, Dr. Lena Hansen, was initially skeptical. She reviewed the raw data herself. Her skepticism quickly vanished. The readings were undeniable. The object was truly colossal. It was there, hidden from the world, waiting to be found. The object measured nearly 3 kilometers long. Its shape was streamlined, almost elegant, like a vast, silent ship resting beneath the earth. Ground-penetrating radar confirmed its depth. It lay buried under hundreds of feet of sand. The data painted a clear picture. This was manufactured. The conclusion was inescapable. The object was of extraterrestrial origin. The secure report, shrouded in secrecy and marked with the highest level of confidentiality, landed on Dr. Aris Thorne's desk, a place cluttered with papers, scientific equipment, and the remnants of countless late-night research sessions. He was a renowned astrophysicist, celebrated for his groundbreaking work and his relentless pursuit of knowledge. Known for his open mind, he often pondered the mysteries of the universe, always seeking answers to the questions that eluded others, and his rigorous scientific approach ensured that every hypothesis was tested, every variable accounted for. He read the initial summary with a mix of curiosity and skepticism, his eyes scanning each line with precision. Disbelief was his first reaction. The data seemed too extraordinary, too outlandish to be true. It sounded like science fiction, a tale spun from the wildest imaginations of speculative writers. Then he examined the spectral analysis, the radar imagery, each piece of data meticulously gathered and analyzed. His disbelief transformed into pure, unadulterated excitement. This was it, the breakthrough he had been waiting for, the moment he had always dreamed of, a discovery that could change everything. The data was cautiously disseminated through secure channels, ensuring that only those who needed to know were informed, to a select group of scientists, experts in various fields. The reaction was universal: initial shock, followed by intense scrutiny. Then a dawning realization: the evidence was too compelling, the data too precise, the implications too vast to ignore. This was not a hoax, this was real, and it was about to change the world. General Volkov of the Global Defense Council received the briefing. His face remained impassive, but his mind raced. An object of this nature, of unknown origin and capability, it was a security paradigm shift. The strategic implications were vast, potentially catastrophic, or perhaps unbelievably beneficial. He had to prepare for all possibilities. There was no room for error now. Military units were mobilized with remarkable speed and with utmost secrecy. Special forces, engineering corps, scientific support teams. They converged on the remote Saharan location. The operation was codenamed Oasis Sentinel. Its primary objective, secure the site. Despite the best efforts, the news leaked. A grainy satellite image, an anonymous source. It spread like wildfire across the internet. The hashtag #SaharaShip began trending globally. Speculation ran rampant, from the mundane to the utterly fantastical. The world was captivated, hooked on every tiny update, every rumor, every pixel of new information. News channels switched to 24/7 coverage. So-called experts emerged overnight, offering their theories. Some spoke of peace and enlightenment, while others warned of invasion and doom. The public discourse was a maelstrom. The joint scientific and military expedition established a base camp. The desert environment was brutal. Scorching days, freezing nights, sandstorms that could strip paint from steel. Yet the team persevered, driven by a singular purpose: to uncover the truth that lay hidden beneath the ochre sands. Their equipment was state-of-the-art, their resolve even stronger. Excavation began with meticulous care. Giant earth-moving machines were deployed. They carefully scraped away layers of sand, tons of it, hour by hour, day by day. The process was slow, agonizingly so for those watching, but precision was paramount. They could not risk damaging the object, not before they understood what it was. Dr. Lena Hansen, now on site, approached the exposed hull. Her specialty was exotic materials. She carried an array of advanced sensors. As she neared the structure, her instruments began to behave erratically. Some readings spiked wildly, others flatlined. The material itself seemed to interact with her technology in ways she could not comprehend. It was a puzzle. The surface of the object was perfectly seamless. There were no rivets, no weld lines, no discernible panels. It was as if the entire colossal structure had been formed as one single piece. The team began the arduous task of mapping the exposed hull. They scoured every inch of its vast surface, searching for any sign of an entrance, a door, a hatch, a port, anything that hinted at a way inside. Drones flew complex patterns, robots crawled along its curves. Human eyes, augmented by technology, searched tirelessly. Day after day the search continued under the relentless sun. Weeks passed. The initial excitement began to mingle with frustration. The object remained impenetrable, a monolithic enigma. Its smooth, featureless expanse offered no clues, no obvious points of access. A young geologist, Dr. Kenji Tanaka, had a novel idea. He was not just any geologist, he was a visionary, always looking beyond the obvious, seeking patterns where others saw chaos. His passion for uncovering the unknown had led him to this desolate desert, where the secrets of the past lay hidden beneath the sands. He had been studying the subtle seismic resonances. These were not just any resonances, they were faint echoes that most would dismiss as background noise. But to Dr. Tanaka they were a symphony of clues, each note a potential key to unlocking a greater mystery, the ones caused by the ship's faint hum. This hum was almost imperceptible, a whisper in the vast silence of the desert. Yet it held a rhythm, a pattern that spoke of something more, something hidden. He noticed a peculiar pattern. It was a subtle anomaly, a deviation that seemed out of place. But in the world of science, such anomalies often lead to the most groundbreaking discoveries. A specific area of the hull vibrated differently. This area, though small, behaved in a way that suggested it was not just a random section of metal. It was as if it was trying to communicate, to reveal its secrets to those who were willing to listen. It was a tiny variation, almost imperceptible, but it was consistent. Consistency in such anomalies often points to intentional design, a deliberate feature rather than a flaw. He proposed focusing their non-invasive scans there. This was a bold move, one that required precision and patience. The team had to ensure that their equipment was calibrated to detect the slightest of changes, using a new type of sonic imaging. His hypothesis proved correct. The new imaging technology allowed them to see beneath the surface, revealing details that were previously hidden. The scans revealed a complex mechanism. This mechanism was intricate, a marvel of engineering that spoke of advanced knowledge and skill, hidden beneath the seamless surface. It was as if the metal itself was a veil, concealing the true nature of what lay beneath. It was not a door in the conventional sense. There were no hinges, no handles, nothing that suggested it was meant to be opened in the traditional way, more like a designated interface point. This point was designed to interact with something specific, a key or a code that would unlock its secrets, a section designed to respond to a specific stimulus or sequence. It was incredibly subtle, hidden in plain sight. The brilliance of its design lay in its simplicity and its ability to blend seamlessly with its surroundings, a testament to the advanced nature of its builders. These were not just engineers, they were artists creating technology that was both functional and beautiful. Hope surged through the weary team. Meticulous preparations were made. They knew they were on the brink of a discovery that could change everything, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.